and thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Coffee with Yvonne, a show for creatives and entrepreneurs. And I just had to mix it up for a little razzle-dazzle for the season finale of Coffee with Yvonne. As you can see, we're in a studio. We're not in my closet.
Promise we're
not. Yes, we have upgraded. For this episode, I wanted to do something different because one of my favorite times of the year is the Met Gala. For us creatives, it's like our Super Bowl, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. Essentially, all the girlies come together, we sit, we chat, we get on all the social medias, and we talk about our favorite looks that have hit the red carpet. Now, as we know, Anna Wintour is the head of the Met Gala things. But today, we are Anna Wintour, and we will be giving our opinions on our favorite looks, what the best dress was, and who should have just stayed home because they clearly missed a Zoom call. So grab your coffee, and let's chat. Love that for us. Do you see everyone has a mug? Cheers. Cheers. Clink, clink, clink. Cheers. Okay, to get started, I have to first give everyone their flowers because these accomplished women here are not only some of the best creatives I know here in the DMV, but they are also my friends, and I want to make sure that I recognize them for their talents. First, I have next to me Miss Shay. Oh, I'm sorry, we gotta use her government name, y'all. My bad. Shayla Victoria is an online content creator and podcaster. She's been sharing her personal style journey on her platform, The Vain Life, for 8+ years. What started as a love letter to her personal style has transformed into a tight-knit community of women learning and sharing how they fearlessly and unapologetically love and dress the body that they're in. In 2020, Shayla launched the Monumental Style Project. This project has allowed her to extend her love for style while sharing her love for Washington, D.C. and its rich history. Hey, Shay! First of all, you ate. No crumbs, no notes.
Just something simple.
Yes.
It's in the back of the closet.
Yes. Who are we wearing, by the way? I didn't get the outfit details.
You know what? This is actually a 2-piece set from ASOS.
When they have the good stuff?
Yes, when they I'm still trying to get an endorsement. This stuff is still good.
Okay. We'll respect that. And then over here to my right, I have my sister. What has it been, over 20 years? We go back. I remember, quick story, y'all. I remember when Bianca was first starting her makeup artist journey, and she had not the beautiful kit she has now, but a smaller kit. And I believed in the beat back then. She is the only one who has ever touched his face, hence the beauty look we have today. Miss Bianca Perez, a.k.a. Beauty and the Blazer, is a beauty content creator and my sister with more than 10 years of experience in the industry, working both in retail and fashion for high-end retail beauty brands. She has built a reputation as a makeup artist in major cities from the DMV to Miami. As a beauty content creator, she encourages her followers to embrace their flaws and walk through the world with confidence. Hi, sis.
Hi, friends.
Hi.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
Dímelo.
Okay, who are we wearing today? Because this green is giving on camera.
She's fashion over curve. Okay, for the curvy girls.
Okay, for the curvy girls. Yes. We have the Chanel pin for a little razzle dazzle.
So I'm thinking I used to work for them. Hello.
Light flex. And then over here to my far left, I have the other half of Plus of the DMV, Miss Shay's content creator sister, and one of my favorite people who be slaying the game on her content channels, Miss Jaimee Rucker of Fashion MaBE, the founder and CEO of Fashion MaBE. Rucker blends her remarkable creative vision, conversational savvy, and over 10 years of industry experience to result in an iconic platform. She is the icon, honey, the moments of industry experience that offers realistic and attainable style advice to the everyday woman. A champion of sisterhood, Jaimee uses her style aesthetic of faith, fashion, and female empowerment to passionately build community through transparent, honest storytelling on her podcast, Fashion MaBE. Welcome, Jaimee.
Thank you.
Get into this orange.
The assignment
was understood. Who are we wearing, honey?
So listen.
Tell me.
Speaking of in court, they're in court too.
Oh,
but they're Shein.
You wearing She Rico?
Yes, She Rico. She Rico. I love it. Yes, it is from Shein.
But it cleared though.
Yes.
You ate.
Thank you very much.
That face
Affordable,
card?
affordable fashion.
Yes,
Listen.
we love it. We love
Love
it.
to
And then
see it.
rounding out our panel is Dani Sauter, a blonde in this district.
Bonjour.
Hello, my love.
Bonjour.
First of all, Dani, we got to give you your flowers because when you came in, it gave Carrie Bradshaw in that one episode.
Yes.
Remember that episode when she went to Paris?
Oh yes, okay, yes, absolutely.
Perfection.
I'm rewatching it.
Of the season.
I'm rewatching it. It was when it's almost also giving when she and Big went on their like last date before he moved.
Yes.
Remember? And
Yes.
Miranda's water broke on her shoes.
Yes.
Anyways.
Well, let's get into Dani's receipts. Now, Dani is someone who, every time that camera flicks, Dani eats, all right? Dani Sauter is a digital fashion influencer, blogger, and model. She founded her blog, Blonde in the District, in 2014 as a way to express her creativity and encourage women to find their confidence through style. Blonde in the District is focused on style, self-expression, beauty, and travel, and has been recognized as a Washingtonian magazine style setter and voted the best fashion blog by Northern Virginia Magazine 2 years in a row.
Round of applause for
Next year the
Round of
Met.
applause.
Next year the Met Gala maybe.
Period.
Next
Yes,
year. Next year
period.
the Met Gala.
Now, Dani, I did not ask you who you were wearing because we were gagged when she walked in and we never even got the style details. So who are we wearing today?
Okay, so the opera jacket is actually a friend of mine, Suzanne Vinnick. Her brand By Vinnick is LA based, all made ethically in LA. She's an ex-opera designer. She designs for curvy women. I mean, her stuff is incredible, just amazing. The dress is Hutch. Also, shout out to inclusive sizing for them. And then the Fascinator is by Tops of Old Town in Delray. They've been in business for 30 years. I get all my hats from them.
I love it. And the jewelry?
TJ Maxx's finest.
Shut up!
We love an affordable girl.
Listen, you have to mix it all. You have
She's
to
not
mix
just a
it all.
fashionista, she's a Maxinista.
Yeah.
You have to mix it all.
that.
TJ Maxx,
It's all
we're here for the
fabulous.
endorsement. Thank you.
It's all
Period.
fabulous.
And then before
all
we get
fabulous.
started, I have to make sure, one, that I recognize what I'm wearing, and then two, we recognize our sponsor of this space.
Absolutely.
So I'm wearing today a suit from Fashion to Figure from Gabrielle Union's collection. And then my floral piece are actually hair pieces I bought from Amazon that turned into a lapel pin. And then I'm wearing my grandmother's vintage brooch to pay homage to her as well. I just want to make sure that when we're telling the story of our fashion, people understand the history behind the why of what we do, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And then to think about the space that we're in a woman-owned space, y'all. Woman-owned space.
And it's beautiful.
And it's beautiful. Right here in Fort Washington, Maryland, the owner of the space, Anissa. Hi, Anissa. Anissa is the owner of Makerspace. Makerspace is a hub for entrepreneurial makers and shakers to build, brand, and broadcast their business. Makerspace, where entrepreneurs work. To learn more about Makerspace, visit makerspaceoffices.com or at Makerspaceoffices on Instagram. Okay. So before we get into our actual chat about the looks for the Met Gala, we have to give the girls a little bit of a history lesson. Because unfortunately, people think the Met Gala is just a red carpet and people show up, right? But there's always a why behind fashion. And those of us who are a lover of fashion and also fashion history, did you know that the Met Gala actually started back in 1946? In 1946, Lord and Taylor president Dorothy Shaver made the decision to move the Museum of Costume and Art collection to the Met because she felt fashion needed a cultural power of the museum to preserve the history and gain respect as a vital art form. The Met agreed to take the collection under the caveat that they would raise their own budget for funding each year. Hence, the Met was born. Then, Diane von Freeland in 1974 introduced the concept of connecting the theme to the event to the current exhibition. The first theme was the world of Balenciaga. Since 1999, the invite-only event has been held by the Anna Wintour, and Anna Wintour, who to this day helps to decide what designers collaborate with what celebrities. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick history lesson so we can understand the impact of the looks we're going to talk about. So let's get into it, shall we?
Let's go.
All right. So we're going to have the following categories for those of you who are following along. Make sure to click on the link where it has the information of the full guide of the looks. Just for context, we will not be covering every single look that's included in the guide. It just uses a way for you to follow along to understand what we're talking about. All right, for our categories, we're going to discuss best red carpet look, best Met Gala debut, best menswear. I already know who my favorite is for menswear.
I think we can all agree.
Best body inclusive look, best beauty. Hi, Bianca.
Hi.
Best dressed couple, and then we got our non-favorites or those who just stayed at home.
They didn't understand.
They
the
didn't.
assignment.
They
It's
didn't.
okay.
All right, let's get into best red carpet look. I'm going to go with Jaimee. Who do you think gave the best red carpet look? And feel free to defend your reason, and we can give our opinions as well. This is an open discussion and a safe space.
So I'm going to go with Demi Moore. She was a moment. I also love that Demi gives us age and style. I looked Demi up. Demi is 61.
She's 61?
She looks amazing.
61.
She looks
Looking
amazing.
flawless and effortless. Like she didn't even have to try. Her outfit was absolutely stunning. So yeah, Demi Moore gets my vote.
And Demi Moore, according to my show notes, and for those of you who are following along or listening on the pod, she was wearing Harrison Reed. And what I loved about the look, you saw the floral design, but the way that it opened up, it almost looked like a flower in bloom, in my opinion. And to your point, it was very age appropriate. Anyone else want to give feedback about Demi's look?
She looked amazing, and I read somewhere that it was actually like archival wallpaper.
Vintage
wow.
wallpaper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Beautiful.
Like the design on, yes.
It looks gorgeous.
So I mean, that's when you think of Met Gala, that's what you think of.
Those
Like
are
that's
small
the
details
that's the
that
carpet
just
that you
make it.
Yeah.
you think of that on the red
it was
carpet.
true to the theme as well.
Yeah.
Some people miss a theme. Some people got it. It was giving me like Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland.
I agree,
Yes.
Bianca.
Yeah.
I agree. When I especially the way the arrows were coming
Yes.
out over the back, I was like, oh, it's giving Bird of Paradise. It's giving a flower blooming. It's giving Queen of Hearts. It's just giving so many different things.
Yes.
She was my favorite of the night.
And even the beauty, it was very simple, but it was also
looked
effective because I think sometimes when people do these dresses that are very ornate, they overdo it in the face, right? But the focus should be on the actual look.
It was perfect.
The makeup was everything.
It was everything,
She
Bianca.
looked younger where others looked older. So she looked really great. I really love whoever did her makeup, and I did not catch who did her makeup. They did an amazing job.
Okay. Now, if we were to bring up the night, I think it was a Demi win.
Yeah.
The Demis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
Demis.
Demis won.
So we have Queen Demi Moore, and then we have our millennial girly, Demi Lovato.
She looked amazing.
Demi
Yes.
Lovato was wearing, and forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Parbro Gurung. And the way that she looked in that dress,
Perfect.
She was perfection.
it was snatched. It was snatched for me.
perfection.
She was an all-around moment.
Yes.
Hair, makeup, dress, everything just flowed. I loved the 3D of her florals. Gorgeous.
Okay, so we agree that both the Demis were top for
The
best
Demis are
dress.
taking it. Yeah.
was
They're
Oh,
taking
taking
it. They're taking it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Bianca, in terms of beauty, do you think that Demi, what was it, like a glass look that she did?
Looked, she was like glowing from the inside out. She was probably one of my favorite the whole night for beauty. She was glowing without looking sweaty.
Yes.
It was even. It was from the shoulders to the arms to the cheekbones, like everything. Her makeup just looked so great. And she was,
fresh.
her artist was an artist. His name is Rucker, and he has a beauty brand.
Okay.
He touched a lot of people's faces last night, and I actually never heard of him. So shout out to him. He did an amazing job. He has his own beauty brand, and her skin is just glowing. She looks amazing.
She did. She looked really great.
Can I just say how like part of the Met Gala that's so interesting is people's artistry coming to light and learning about makeup artists that you may not know about or designers that are lesser known. Like I think that that's really amazing. Stylists, you know.
Yes.
So I think in a way it's such an interesting mix of creativity, you know, to round out everything.
And I agree. I do think that the Met Gala is one of those places where you can really cement yourself in the industry. Like, if we think back many moons ago, one of my personal faves, Christian Siriano.
Yes.
Siriano to this. Hi, I just want to throw it out there. If you ever want to dress me,
Okay.
I'm from Maryland. I know you from Maryland too. Just gonna throw it out there.
We can all connect.
Call me. But Christian Siriano has always creatively pushed the envelope. To me, and this may be the hill that I die on, he is our generation's Dior.
Okay.
In terms of the way that he's reimagining silhouettes.
Okay.
In terms of the way he's introducing diverse body types and structural diverse body types. He doesn't just dress a woman for how he wants them to look. He dresses them for how they want to feel. And that's what I love about his work.
Yeah. Put some weight on him, Yvonne. Come on.
Okay. You were always my favorite on Project Runway.
Just saying. Wholeheartedly.
So if we want to move on to our other favorites, are there anyone, Dani, that you want to identify?
Elle Fanning with the bird dress that looked like Cinderella, like the birds were dressing her. I mean, and the way that it looked like it was glass, like liquid, and her skin. I mean, I thought she was stunning. Like, I thought sometimes, dresses can come off like too costumey or like theatrical. This was like the perfect mix to me, the perfect mix of all of that. Yeah. And it was just absolutely gorgeous. Like, it was a piece of art. It looked like a statue that you would see in like the Louvre.
I can see you in that dress.
I'm telling you, yes.
Like, I
and like
you.
Just the whimsical, like the birds. I loved it so much.
Very
and like
whimsical.
how they made her skin look and like the makeup, the hair, everything was just beautiful.
And see, a dress like that can go very wrong very quickly if you don't have the right kind of styling, but it looked elegant even though it was sheer.
Yes.
And also the glass, I don't know, Bianca, I don't know the terms.
It looked beautiful.
Okay.
Glasskin, yes.
Oh, I was right.
How do you achieve that? Like, how do you do
There's
that?
a few different products you can use for sure. It depends.
Can you drop the tea?
Yeah, I'm gonna say next.
my
Okay, fine. Well,
Pat-
next time.
Well, if you guys have probably seen Pat, she's gone viral. She's
Yes.
touched
Yes,
so
she
many
did that,
faces.
yes.
So many people used her products. She has accomplished the glass skin look really, really well. Primers and different things depending on what you want to use. There's skin finishes, but she just looked stunning. It was very editorial. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Very editorial. And to your point about Cinderella, when I saw it, I immediately thought of that part in the movie where the birds were helping her.
Yes. Like, who doesn't love that? That's just like that nostalgic, like, when you're a little kid watching that, you're like, I want birds to help me get dressed. And like, she literally had birds on her. Like, it was just, it was amazing. It was beautiful.
It gave Disney Princess live action.
Yeah.
In the best way.
High fashion way.
High
I was gonna
fashion.
say, but not like tacky.
Yes.
It was so.
Can you say
well
that one more
done.
time for the cheap seats? Not like what?
Tacky. It was done so well. She was perfect. She was my number 2. You said my number 1. She was my number 2.
Oh, that's a high list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And on your list, she made number 2? Because I know you be noticing the thing,
Yeah,
Shay
she
Shay.
made number 2. She was I dropped dead gorgeous.
Now, I see who's number 3 on your list. Do you want to introduce your number 3? Because I agree.
Yes.
She was my number
Yes.
Mindy's look was incredible. I love the designer. I've seen the designer's work before. Designer is now forgive me if I hack up the name, Gaurav Gupta, an Indian designer. He's worked with a few other celebrities. He's known for the draping and that kind of soft silhouette with the halos and just
It was breathtaking.
Yes.
It
Yes.
Like,
So refreshing.
I love the
Yes.
color. I love the way that it just framed her face. You can tell that the designer is somebody that really likes to dress women because every time I've seen him dress a woman, they always look incredibly feminine, incredibly soft, and just beautiful. I loved Mindy. No errors there.
No notes. Anyone else want to give their feedback
Love
about Mindy?
Mindy.
Perfection.
Yeah. I
Yes,
would get married in that dress.
I mean, yeah, for
beautiful.
real.
It is beautiful.
From the front, but also from the back. The back of the dress.
Coming
was a
and
moment
going.
The whole
too.
360.
Yes.
Coming
whole-
and going.
And
The
you
hair,
notice how
everything.
the way it was shaped, it looked like petals around
Yes.
her. Like
she was the flower.
Yes.
What do they call the center
bud?
of the flower?
The bud?
Yes, the
The
bud.
bud of the flower.
I feel like it was all the elements. It's like
Ooh.
sand and it's like wind and water with the waves. And it's just, I just love this dress. It almost brought a tear to my eye. I was like, I would get married in that dress.
Okay, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You better break
Yes,
down the
honey,
elements.
I was here for her. And she had the bob, the makeup, everything was soft.
Everything was
A lot of
just
people
right.
wore bobs and like short hair.
I feel like that was a look this year because
It
Tyler
was.
did a bob too, right?
Everyone was
did
trying
do
to show
that.
them collarbones.
She was. Make me laugh. So thinking about like if we want to do one more favorite, we gotta pick one more. Bianca, you didn't say who your favorite was yet. I don't think so.
Well, Mindy was actually my number 1.
Okay.
But the one girl that we cannot leave behind, I think I know who I'm talking about.
Who?
Miss Zendaya. She came, and I know it was like
Twice.
ready to be
Twice.
expected. Like I feel like people don't want to give her flowers because she's like, okay, she does it every year, but she deserves that spot. She ate twice, 2 different makeup looks, 2 different hairstyles, 2 different outfits. La Roche changed with her as well. Like,
Yes.
yeah, it was.
They're
giving.
an amazing team.
They
They're an
are.
amazing
It was
team.
giving.
They are.
Amazing.
And what I love
Absolutely.
about her second look, and can I be honest, her first look was beautiful. But that second look, the moment it came on the carpet and I
Love
saw
the headpiece.
that they created a bouquet.
I love the headpiece. I was like, yeah,
The
that's
It was a gag
screams
moment.
were scrumped.
That's the one for me.
It was a gag moment.
It was a full
was.
gag moment. And the way that she effortlessly carried that look.
Yeah.
Because some people, that piece would wear them.
Yeah.
No,
Right?
she-
Whereas
hit
she
it.
wore that piece elegantly. And what I think about Zendaya that people miss, Zendaya is also heavily involved in the fashion decisions that she makes with La Roche.
Yes.
So it's not him just pulling the look for her.
Yeah, they're a team.
They're a team. And you can tell that she knows her colors, her body type, her structure. She knows, she understands the history of why he's pulling it. So Zendaya definitely cleared. And I can't wait to see how she continues to evolve her style because, baby,
Everything, always though, always.
She's definitely developed over time. I mean, my favorite Met moment with her though has to be the Cinderella moment.
Yes.
That was the one.
Yes.
That was the one for me.
But
But
this
she
is-
looked beautiful this year. She
That was
did.
like her innocent girl. Now she's like a grown and sexy
Yes.
woman.
Didn't
right?
we see Zendaya grow up
Yes.
though?
Yes.
We did.
It's like we done
I
ended
love
up
her
aunties.
evolution. Yes.
We've watched our baby grow.
We watched our baby grow. Now, one baby, and we're going to get to our next category of Best Met Gala debut. One person I was very impressed when she hit the red carpet was Tyla.
Yeah.
That sand look, and let me make sure I have my notes correct, by Balmain. And then she had this clutch that was an hourglass,
Hourglass,
right?
Yeah.
Sands of Time.
Sands of Time.
It was beautifully done from a beauty perspective. What was it on her that she had?
She literally had sand on her body.
Yeah.
No one else. I haven't seen anyone do that this year. Last year we saw like the rhinestones all over people, and not a lot of people incorporated like body art. And she looked amazing.
Incredibly creative.
It was
Yes.
very creative.
Which was to be expected. Her artist was using Pat McGrath, which we have seen all over go viral out of the box makeup.
Yes.
And what I loved about Tyla is like when you are hitting the Met Gala red carpet or whatever color they have for that year, it is a lot of pressure because there are cameras everywhere, there are media outlets everywhere, and then you have folks who are on the socials, not saying us because we know what we're talking about, but you have folks on the socials who think they understand fashion in its context and may not get a look like this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And the way that she did it, it was just so effortless. And it felt like she was a stand of time and how she's going to continue to be evolving and building on her career. That's the way I saw it.
No, I
Her
love that.
body.
Well, also
Body
I
was tea.
love the fact that she had to be carried up the stairs because if you're gonna go to the Met Gala for your first time, you better have a good meme
Okay.
about you, and she did.
Yes.
You know
Jamie
that
and
is.
I were talking about that in the DM.
Yes.
My fellow Gemini, absolutely.
Yes.
That's what we
Yes.
want to see. We
Yes,
wanna
I
see
want-
that type
yes,
of drama.
exactly,
Please
that-
carry me up the steps.
Because it's the
Absolutely.
show, it's the
It's the
fashion, it's the
theater.
show,
Yes,
it's
yes.
everything, and that was perfection.
And it was actually behind the scenes content on, I think, the designer's social media. They had to cut the dress into a mini dress so she could sit down.
Oh,
That's
So-
so many people last night could not sit down.
They could not sit down.
I feel
I
their
love
pain.
it.
And the way they carried her up, she looked like a little doll. She was just like being propped up
Yes.
and carried like from media
Like,
outlets.
and
to
it was
media
like
outlets.
step to step. It was hysterical.
cute.
Yeah.
Literally.
A little Barbie
So they
doll.
said the top of her dress, they actually molded her body for the top.
Yeah, you could
Yes.
tell.
Oh, yeah.
She looked
It's
like the Kim
sand.
K candle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
you could see
yeah,
the couture
yeah.
in her, like how they contoured like the shape of her breast
Yeah.
down to her abs.
Yeah.
Like it was beautiful.
Now, do you think, and I'm not trying to be controversial, do you think if Kim K would have did that same look, it would have been executed as well?
No.
I'm gonna be nice.
I'm gonna say no. Only
You don't have to be.
because-
Let me say it in Spanish. Let me say it in Spanish.
No.
No.
I'm gonna say no only because what she did so well was to just let it be effortless. She let
She
the
did.
look serve on its own, and I feel like anytime Kim kind of enters the chat, she pushes the envelope
Yeah.
sometimes a little too far. But I think what worked well here is it just flowed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we get just flow from Kim in
Okay.
any look.
Mm-mm.
Do we ever get?
It's not just
effortless.
flow. It's
Yeah.
not just
It's never
flow.
effortless.
So hold on to that because I have said that before and I was told I was being a hater because to me, Kim K is not a fashion girly. She's dressed
She's
a
a
lot of
silhouette.
time. Right. She's dressed. in terms of how, like, a Rihanna is a fashion girly. Rihanna's wearing sometimes a baseball cap with stiletto heels and ripped jeans, and you're like, I want that. But if I do it, I look crazy. But on her, it looks great.
But I think for Kim, I think that's one of the reasons why we see her try really hard, because I think a lot of people look at her as not a fashion girl.
Okay.
And she seems to badly want to be a fashion girl. And just from watching just this, their show and the season when she was working with Dolce & Gabbana, and she was talking about wanting to be hands-on and wanting to, pick her looks and those kind of things, I think she's trying to get in there.
Okay.
But, yeah, I think she's yeah.
I'm sorry. Didn't she start off as a stylist?
She was a stylist?
And she was like, she cleaned out Paris Hilton's closet.
Yeah, that's a stylist? I thought you were a closet cleaner.
Well, I think she called herself a stylist.
What? Shay, what did I do wrong?
I'm no Kim K fan, but
Not a hater either.
no, like, I think she could have did the same thing that Tyler did, and people just wouldn't have liked it because it was Kim K.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Like, I literally
always be
think they just wouldn't have liked it because it's Kim K. I've seen her execute some beautiful looks.
Yes.
She does seem to be in the mix with the fashion folks.
She does.
I've seen her do some pretty incredible stuff. I didn't dislike what she did last night. Outside of the sweater, I didn't understand the sweater, but maybe the fashion is so high it's above my head with that particular look.
No, it was giving Costco.
It was
But
a
I
malfunction.
didn't understand that. But I don't.
I'm not a Kim K hater. I'm not a Kardashian hater at all. I just think, and I agree with you, I've seen Kim pull off
I've seen her pull
cute
some looks.
I don't know if that was last night, but I just think the Tyler look, because it was so...
I think it's because she's new. I think it's because it's a
Easy.
fresh face.
Well,
It was
possibly.
I think it's
Okay.
because she's a brand new
Possibly.
girl on the runway, and everybody's like, this girl is new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she
what
looked
a way to
good.
step out.
For
But
it to
listen,
be
but it
so
made the impact that it needed to
effortless,
make.
Yeah.
It made the impact it
She
needed
held
to make.
she had a presence,
Yeah.
even though it was effortless. It was like a
Yeah.
powerful
She
presence,
did.
Right.
Yeah.
which I don't think Kim would be able to deliver.
Well, I just think we're a little bit exhausted with the Kardashians
A little
in
bit.
general. I think
Yeah.
maybe they're oversaturated.
We've
for
been
us.
saying they're oversaturated. I said it a long time ago. We see them everywhere.
But
I mean,
Tyler
we're not
stands-
mad at Chris for getting the bag for the whole family,
Right.
except
But
for Rob.
Tyler stands alone with the look. She looks amazing.
For
it was
Rob.
incredible. It was new.
Don't come for him and his socks.
I like it.
Right?
Leave the socks alone.
Oh,
Leave
Robin,
his socks alone.
Robin his socks. Maybe one day they'll make it to the Met Gala. Now, another
girl.
great debut.
girl.
Because I see Jaimee getting excited. Jaimee, do you want to introduce
This looks
this look?
amazing.
Because
Yeah.
first, to give history context,
Yes.
Law Roach
Yes.
was a stylist
He was
behind
working
this.
last
And when
night.
I saw it on the red carpet, I was like, okay, it's pretty. But when I looked at the actual video, go ahead, Jaimee.
So
Go
this is
ahead.
the thing. This is why we're talking about Mona. Patel.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the thing. This is why she didn't get my number one, but she's my number two. Because on the carpet, it gave pretty. But when you watch the behind the scenes in the video and to
details.
see the dress in motion, the butterflies were literally
Moving.
Things were moving. There was a whole robotics bit to her dress. Like, to me, when we talk about the reawakening of fashion, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something fashion forward, something innovative. And I think her dress was just next level, but it didn't give that on the carpet, at least live. Watching
Yeah.
it live, I didn't realize the dress did all of that. I was just like, oh, that's pretty. But like for Met Gala, for me, I'm not looking for just pretty. I'm looking for costume, drama.
Yes.
But in the video, that dress gave all of the drama.
yes,
That
I
I was
agree.
beautiful.
Isn't it funny though how sometimes you may see a dress like, you know, on the camera or a photo and you're like, and then you see it in its other form and you're like, whoa.
Yes.
Or you hear the history of it and you're like, oh, that was the
sense.
inspiration. I get it. Like that's another thing that's so fun about like Met Gala and red carpet in general is like seeing the look and having your first like,
Yeah.
you know, your first
Reaction
to it and then learning about it and you're like, oh, like it can make you love or hate a look or respect a look, you know?
Yeah,
So I
and-
think that's interesting.
And that's why I love, like, when we're just not watching the Met Gala, we're also looking at other mediums. Like, we're looking at the photography, we're looking at the video, we're looking at behind the scenes with social media. And that's why I think that a lot of us who understand the context and the work that goes behind it, we're looking at the full scope. not just one opinion, right? Because I can hate something on the carpet and then look at the behind the scenes and go, oh, now wait a minute, I didn't see that when I was looking at, you know, the videos or whatever. But I do think for a debut, Mona had a very, very strong debut.
She was everything.
Now, I hope the bar isn't set so high she can't, you know, keep going up from there. But if Law Roach is her stylist, ooh, can you imagine what he's going to do?
I didn't know Law was involved until I saw the social media
The
video.
videos.
And when I saw it, I was like, that makes sense.
And you know, Law don't just dress anybody. He don't come out the house with just anyone.
But listen, the fact that he dressed Zendaya and then still pulled off that for Mona, like somebody needs to recognize Law.
He needs an award.
Yes.
Has he received an award for his work?
No.
Nothing.
And that's why he wants to like
doing something
retire and
different.
you know
just be kind of done.
somebody needs to give that man his flowers.
He's doing something
my God.
totally different.
So nothing by let's see, the Met Gala, nothing by the Fashion Institute, nothing, not even a BET award.
Not as
He
of
didn't
yet.
get a BET award either. Nothing.
Not as of yet.
But you know what? Because a lot of stylists say that, you know, styling tends to be one of the thankless kind of jobs to where we see the people on the carpet and we're oohing and ahhing over them. But like the people that are making that magic happen behind the scenes
We talk
are
about this a
behind
lot.
the scenes.
We talk about this a whole lot.
Thank you. As a makeup artist, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because from head to toe wardrobe is so important.
Yeah.
And he references historical couture pieces. He references icons in history. He references different cultural like countries and backgrounds. Like you see it in every piece that he puts together.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so elevated.
And that's why he's a holistic stylist. He's not just dressing the like a dress that he's pulling. He's thinking about, like you said, the entire story. But to your point, the whole thing with beauty, I feel like beauty gets overlooked a lot, which is why I wanted Bianca here, because a lot of times we're looking mainly at the outfit, but that face is not pulled together.
Baby.
What is the point? Why do we leave the house?
Yeah.
You know? When we're thinking about that, and for those of you who are listening or watching at home, when you're looking at these looks, look at the details with the beauty. Even if it looks simple, that requires a lot of technique, a lot of work, a lot of
planning.
knowledge, and planning.
Some people could just come out the hotel with a towel and a makeup look or a wet t-shirt and a makeup look. But the makeup was gorgeous. It's very difficult.
The makeup was
Yes,
was beautiful.
Those tears are hard to
face
execute.
Yes.
The face game.
The rest I don't know, but yeah, you gotta give it, you know, give it its props, you know. Am I jumping ahead?
No, you're not.
There yet? Okay.
Like I said, this is an open conversation where we're just going to talk about our favorite things.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to mention, it may not have been a strong Met Gala debut, but I did want to put Angel Reese on the list. Now, let me explain why.
Please.
So I have her on my list too.
Please.
Thank you, Shay Shay.
I have her on my list too.
Okay.
I have her on my list too.
No,
I'm gonna tell you
no.
why.
I'm proud of
I'm
her.
gonna tell you why.
I'm giving to
Let
the
me
Girl.
explain.
She's a baby.
Let me explain.
She's a baby.
Let me explain. She's entering the fashion scene very new in this space. Also, the WNBA and women's basketball in general has been elevated quite a bit over the past year or so, right? This is her opportunity to debut herself as a potential fashion girly. We know even our faves did not start out very strong when they hit the red carpet the first time, and they evolved. But her being there present, look, Angel is giving pose. Even though the ponytail is simple, it is a nice, simple middle part.
Stunning.
It is stunning, and it has potential.
I
She
feel
is
like
beautiful. Yeah.
I feel like what this is like a calling card to a stylist in the industry that's looking for a fresh muse.
Thank you, Shay.
Look at her body. Look at her height. She's long and slender. She's a dream in the hands of the right stylist. I think she's a blank canvas. I think somebody can take this girl and catapult her through the roof. Jaimee and I have this conversation quite often about the lack of recognition of the ladies in the WNBA, especially from a fashion standpoint.
Absolutely.
I feel like Angel Reese could turn a corner for the entire, the entire league. So, okay, listen, the dress. Okay, listen, the dress. Okay.
Okay.
Not the dress.
Because
No to the dress.
No to the dress, but yes to
looking at
everything
her,
else.
She's gorgeous. She's a blank
But
canvas,
with this
BB.
backing, don't you feel like with it being her first appearance and the backing that she does have, that it should have been like a knock out the park? Like it should have been a home run.
Not necessarily
Well,
Bianca. because
she
you
may not have all the
hear-
resources
Yeah,
yet.
because you hear a lot of
Yeah.
celebrities talk about how they had to continue to try to knock down doors to get
You're
different
right.
fashion houses
Yeah.
to let
Well,
them
I'll give
in.
her
Danielle
that.
Brooks. Remember Danielle
Yeah,
Brooks
like
couldn't
they
find
talked
anyone to
about
dress her?
I'll give her that.
Yes.
I also I've heard Cardi B talk about how she had to continue to go back and prove herself to these people before they would dress her.
Yeah.
So I think they need to see her for the opportunity. She's like, she could be a fashion girl.
She
You
really
know
can.
what? You've changed my mind.
She could be a
You know
fashion
why?
girl.
But you know why? And this is just a like behind the scenes piece when it comes to women of color. Because when I was watching some of these glam moments, hair and makeup, there's not always a glam team that understands
Yeah.
how to do women of color.
Absolutely.
Their hair, their makeup, and it's screaming the same thing for
Yeah.
the dress.
Yeah,
It is.
the
shows.
dress is a struggle. The dress is very
It shows.
immature.
It's by 16 Arlington. That's a designer.
Yeah, Marcus Capolodio, I believe is how you
It's
pronounce
cute for
his name.
homecoming.
I was gonna
It's
say it's
cute
giving
or
homecoming.
prom.
Yeah.
But like y'all, like
Jaimee,
it
what
could
do you-
be, it could be so much more
She was
next year.
thinking it and I said it. She was thinking it, I said it. It's okay.
She called that girl's dress a homecoming dress. But my notes, what I have in my notes is all baby's first Met Gala.
Yeah. It's
That's
exactly
what it
is.
gave
It gave
me.
that.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
like you guys, I was excited to see her there. I think she's having a moment. I think WNBA is having a moment. I think this moment is also coming off of the WNBA kind of missing a very big opportunity the other day with airing her game.
Okay.
They missed it. So I was glad to see her. I'm glad that she's being kept in the forefront. The dress, yeah. I was just glad to see her.
And
Baby's
to,
first
and to,
Met.
bring,
Baby's first
to
Met.
bring it full circle, also from a marketing perspective, we're also showing her potential ROI, right?
Yeah.
So we're showing her potential ROI, and for those of you who don't realize it, when you put on an outfit, like for example, the outfits that we're wearing, when you have it visibly shown on camera or any form of media, that brings media value to whoever is a designer or the content creator who like maybe put the look together, right, inspired the look. So she's showing her potential media value as a fashion girly. And then taking it even further with the WNBA, this could be a great opportunity to break down that barrier and that door to start introducing fashion into that space because they already deal with the NBA. They need it. There's so much potential in that space, but they have
so many
gone
beautiful
very
women.
ignored for a very long time. So while Angel Reese was not a top look, I put her under Best Met Gala debut
I did as well.
because I think that this is a great opportunity to start evolving her brand
I did it.
and also breaking down barriers
her
for
under
other
the wing.
WNBA women.
Because
Please come
y'all-
hire them. They
I
are-
can
they are
see.
your-
I'm
your
telling
dream
you, like I
team.
see the vision. Like I
Yes.
can see this girl storming
I can see that too.
runways.
Yes.
She would.
So I
Oh,
saw
she would
some
clear
behind-
runway.
She would.
Clear.
I saw some behind the scenes of Inside, and she was actually inside with Cardi, and I was like,
Okay. And you know, Cardi's a girl's girl.
A
She
girl's
is.
girl.
Cardi's a
and
girl's girl.
She is.
Put
But I
Angel
wonder
Reese
if
in
that-
Colin Carter's hand.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's the right stylist. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it'll go crazy.
She's a beautiful girl.
Because she got an invite.
She got it. She was
And
there.
that's stuff, and
She was
Anna
there.
don't just, it's not like a cookout invite where everybody can come and bring a side dish. The Met Gala is a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, if we're looking ahead, we focused on the ladies. Let's give the men a little bit of credit, right?
Hey,
Let's talk about
fellas.
menswear. Now, this person on the list, I didn't agree with why he should have been on the list, but my fellow correspondent, would you like to defend why this person is on the list?
I loved it.
Donald Glover?
Listen, she didn't feel it. I liked it, but I love him, so maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm biased, and I think he's a blush. I didn't
Tell
see
us
another
what you
man do a
loved.
blush.
But like,
It's blush. I like the little fro and the mustache with the square toe shoe.
The
It
church
took
shoe?
me back to like my date in middle school. Like it was.
that does not
definitely
belong on the
timeless.
Met red carpet.
Please don't come for him. I love him.
Keep going,
I
dude.
love you, boo. Don't let the haters
Okay, because
hate.
it's giving real Steve Harvey show.
This is America. It's fine.
It's just,
It's
what,
good
but
Steve
like,
Harvey
what
show.
about it
Giving
is on
us-
theme.
I don't see. I don't
There's
see
nothing.
It.
Just the color. I
Just-
love him.
It's a color, and it's Saint Laurent, which I'm a YSL girly. I love YSL, but the suit did not. I'm sorry.
It just was kind of boring to me, but he doesn't look bad. It just was very simple.
it wasn't. It was
he
just.
finally got
it
his
was
shape
fun.
up.
So who was the favorite man? Who was the gentleman?
Coleman
Now
Domingo.
we know who the favorite man
Hello.
was.
Cole
We know who the
Hello.
favorite
Mira,
man
Domingo
was.
came. That's my tío. He delivered. We already knew he was gonna make it do. Domingo, me llamas, okay? Like he did what needed to be done, but we already knew. Even the makeup, his skin was beautiful.
But Coleman cleared for me. And also knowing the story behind the why of Coleman's outfit, how he was paying homage to Andre Leon Talley, who was one of my faves, also to Chadwick Boseman, who when he came on that Met Gala carpet with that cape look, he was paying homage to them. And if we noticed, he was carrying a bouquet of flowers. So in a way, he was paying not only homage to them, but also giving them their flowers. Now, B, you did make an interesting note when he opened up the jacket. Do you want to talk a bit more about when he opened up his jacket on the carpet and he had the plunge going? You remember the plunge?
No.
You don't remember?
Did he have a plunge?
He had a plunge. So underneath the jacket, it is a jumpsuit. It's a black jumpsuit.
Yes, it is.
And it's V-neck, and it's a plunging neckline. And what you mentioned when we were watching at my house yesterday, you mentioned how you love how it was an androgynous look that can be worn on a male, female, non-binary, and it's a really clean aesthetic at the same time. Do you want?
I think the commentary for me was I would wear that. I would wear that.
I mean, who
Short,
wouldn't?
simple, I will wear
It's
that.
amazing. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And just how he experiments and expresses himself, like all through the award season, he's who I wanted to see the most on. Every time I was most looking forward to what he would wear, and he is fantastic.
And he's just so fun.
He's beautiful. He like floats.
Gorgeous man.
Yes. Typically an afterthought, but I feel like the last few years at the Met Gala, the men have really been coming through with the looks. I love the men that lean into the theme. There was a couple of guys that just wore just this regular black tuxedo. And
Or
I
a
just
church
feel
suit.
like that too.
Sunday's best.
That too. But I feel like he really leaned into it. One of my other faves that I loved was Lewis Hamilton and Burberry.
Okay.
And his was one of the ones like Dani and Bianca mentioned about the background to the look. But he told a story about his look being inspired by the first black gardener in Wales. And he gave such a story. He looked fine anyway. But like the background, but the background to his look was awesome. He also had on a neck piece that was like thorns, which also was on trend for the Met Gala. But also, I think the first black gardener was also, came out of slavery. So the thorns, it was so deep.
That's
okay.
Just that statement alone.
I love the connection.
Yeah.
And the fact that he understood the history and context behind, again, the impact of not just wearing the clothes, but knowing the history.
And
of
telling the
it.
story. And telling the story.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any other menswear favorite? I see you had someone pulled up on your phone.
I just wanted to wiggle a super duper quick one in. Okay.
Go ahead, wiggle that
I
one
know
in.
he may be a controversial one, but Wisdom K, who we have seen kind of grow on social media, Instagram. He's known for just doing a lot of creative stuff. This was his debut at the Met Gala.
Was it?
It was. This is his first time
I think that should
on the runway.
Yeah.
It's
Him and
giving.
Angel
It's
came
giving.
together.
Who?
Cruella DeVille. I actually
the
love
good
that.
Cruella? The good
I
Cruella?
lo- I actually
like
love this
it
look. I
for
do.
two reasons. It's monochromatic and it's dramatic. When you get close up on it, it has like the burnt edges. It's almost like a wilted flower. And I just like him. I like what he does with fashion. Androgyny is something that he plays with a lot.
Okay.
I think he's incredible. So as a debut, I love him.
Now,
I love him.
when
gotta
you
check
zoom
him out.
in, I can see more of the details of the look.
You see
which
how that is?
it looks a lot better. When I saw it on the carpet,
Wide
though,
shot, you
it
weren't
was
feeling
giving Princess and the Frog.
Fair enough.
Remember the villain when he was like,
I love
are you
him.
ready? Yeah, it was giving that for me.
The voodoo
But
guy.
yes, the voodoo
Look at
guy.
his skin.
But to your point, Wisdom is someone who understands fashion because when I'm watching his content, I try not to throw my phone every single time I look at his content, right? It's just here, I feel like,
Needed a little bit more.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, if you're giving me that much on your social media, I expected a lot to come from you for your first Met Gala
I'm not mad
debut.
at that perspective. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I love I love him. I'm biased. I love him.
Okay.
Transition. I put him on my list with Angel because he was another one I was glad to see.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Because I think, much to your point about Angel, he's definitely making his way. He's got some strong perspectives on fashion. So I was happy to see him there. Wasn't crazy about the look. But I like that he leaned into the theme and he actually put in the effort. He could have just put on a tuxedo
He could
and
have.
came through. But I'm not mad at this.
Okay. Dani, do you have any favorite menswear looks?
Coleman was my
He was your number one?
he was my number one. And I actually really like Jeff Goldblum too. With the brooches. Yes. Girl, it's the Gemini. We get it.
Anybody who knows me knows I love Jurassic Park.
I mean,
Jeff
original?
Goldblum, all of them.
Okay.
Jeff
wait.
Goldblum.
The math. That fine, got the Steve Carell kind of zaddy kind of fine
And then he
look.
had the lapel brooches. And then he
Yeah,
had
it looked like
hold on, let me pull him up.
He
He looked really good.
He was giving zaddy on the carpet now. I said, what's your
He looked
ARP
really
card?
good.
He looked so good. I thought I was crazy, Dani.
I
feel
thought so
validated.
too. Okay, good.
I
I'm
feel
so glad.
validated. I said Jeff Goldblum was on my list. He looks, and he's an older man too. So he's got the salt and pepper hair.
And like the glasses. Oh my gosh.
When he
Yes.
ran up,
this.
it was
yes.
the moment where he ran up on Ariana.
I just love y'all.
Zaddy.
Yeah, he
I just
looked
love y'all.
amazing.
What's your ARP card? You want to go to IHOP and get that early bird
He
special?
nailed it.
I mean, and all his brooches, like they were. I mean, it was just really
was
well
clean.
done.
It was very well
He
done.
It was
looks
really
so
well done. He looked
nice.
so good.
He
did
looks
look
so
nice.
nice. I love Jeff Goldblum's look.
Yeah, Wisdom could have did that look.
I don't think so. I think what
He looks
comes
so
with
good.
Jeff
He looks-
Goldblum.
yeah.
No, but if he would have did like very like,
Exaggerated.
yes.
So yeah, I can agree with you on that. I
Yes.
just think Jeff Goldblum is he's an older man. He's set in his style. What you're looking at is just years of developed personal style and confidence, and he's settled, and that's what I like about it too. Oh my gosh, I
Can
love
you
it.
I
dive
love
a
it.
bit
Yes.
more
Yeah.
into the whole idea of learning your style versus knowing your style? Because I think you made a good point there. So can you share a bit more about that?
I think you knowing versus learning is it's all about experience and it's time, right? So you
Yes.
keep trying stuff and you find out what doesn't look good but what feels good, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how like you fall into learning your style. What feels good, what you feel the most confident in. Like you just know when you just know when you have your look. There's no like definitive moment or time where you can say, "Oh, I discovered it." It's something that develops,
And
and
it
you
gets
just lock
better.
into it,
And
it
it
just
gets
keeps
better
getting
and
better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once you know, like that feeling of like put something on and you're like, man, I feel amazing. Like I could take on the world. I
Yes.
could, I could do everything. Like it. Once you know that feeling and you know how to dress that way, it's like it's over.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's over.
Absolutely.
I call it my favorite thing. I call it is looking at it on the hanger and going,
I can
yeah,
do that.
I could do that.
I can do that.
And
Absolutely.
Honestly, when I go shopping now, I could walk into a store, pan, and go no, and walk out
I
because I
agree
know my
wholeheartedly.
style
Yes.
that well.
I agree wholeheartedly. 100%.
Awesome. So one person I want to put into the list before we move on to our next category is Ben Simmons. Are we familiar with Ben Simmons?
Oh wait, I need to see his look. Hold on.
So Ben
He had
Simmons,
the,
here you go.
briefcase.
Yeah.
oh yes, that's
Mhm.
him.
Ben
Okay,
Simmons
yes.
was wearing Tom Brown,
Yeah.
and I loved it because I think it was one of the only looks on the carpet that incorporated a clock, and that's what I was really
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
because everyone was going very literal with the idea of florals, right? But when he wore that Tom Brown, I said up. I said, oh,
Really good.
He looked very good, and I think his look. If I zoom in, there's vines coming down on the side of his jacket as
love
well.
the tartan on the shoulders as well. Like I love
Yeah.
that plaid detail on the top. It was really nice.
It was very
And what
good.
fabric is that? Because
don't know.
it's looked like from a distance, it's like it has like a sheen to it. Like could it be leather? Could it be denim? And then you're like zoom in and you're like, wait,
I'm like,
Is
is it
that-
sequins?
Like a wax
Like what?
coat?
Like yeah, what is that?
Could it be
right?
like a wax coated?
it's
It could be
beautiful.
treated fabric. It
Yeah.
could be a fabric
It's
that's
so
been treated.
beautiful.
It's
And
very
the
well
pop
done.
of red on his watch, I like too.
Yeah, love that.
Now, unfortunately, in our next category, team, I sound so corporate. For best body inclusive look, unfortunately, I could not find a lot of examples on the Met Gala carpet. Am I wrong in this?
I only had
Who
one.
wants to go first?
I only had one.
Go ahead.
I think everyone's gonna fight me, but I actually liked Lizzo's.
Girl.
I knew it.
Everybody relax. Okay. Everybody pause.
No, wait a minute.
If it was in a
Listen.
different color, I feel like it would have.
Everybody pause.
Listen,
let's
here,
hear
listen.
it.
Let me
agree?
like.
I'm gonna tell you why. Hear us out.
I'm trying.
Listen, yes.
Go ahead, Dani.
Groot.
Okay,
I have her on my
so-
needs work list.
So okay, at first when I saw her, I was like, "What is happening? What is this?"
I am Groot.
And it was one of those. It was one of those moments though where you see it at first and you come up with the reaction and then you learn about it and you like it. That was Lizzo for me. Okay.
Well, can you give us a history
So,
lesson? 'Cause
so
I didn't
yes, okay.
get
So
it.
the dress is by Yvonne Santo, who's a French designer based in Paris. He actually had this dress on the red carpet, and if you look at the original of one of his recent runway shows, the face was actually completely covered. And he recreated the dress for Lizzo, but with her face cut out. I actually would have loved
I would've
maybe
loved it
if
if
her
it was
face
covered.
wasn't as
Yeah.
covered.
That's a mess.
Yeah, like
Yes.
and or just having the backing and not the full on with just the face.
I agree.
But
it
but
changes it a little bit.
it changes it. And I mean, but then the flowers on the inside that you could actually like
She
smell.
said she smelled like roses. When you got
Roses.
close up on her.
4D.
That
You
is
smell like Beyonce?
She
that-
gave y'all 4D.
I didn't care for
So,
it.
but it pushed the boundaries. None of the other curve. Well, I don't know. I my personal opinion. I think out of all of the other fellow curvy girls on the runway, this pushed the envelope the most. In my
That
opinion.
is correct. Yes.
Now let's give Bianca a moment to share her thoughts. What do you think?
I am Groot. That is what it gave the second I
But
saw it, and
her
I thought
glam
it was
was
beautiful.
good.
I thought it was beautiful. If maybe if it wasn't a different, there's like subtle things that I would have tweaked, especially for her body type. I see what she wanted to do, and even looking at the reference photo, it's gorgeous, but I don't know if it was right for her.
Okay, I respect that. Jaimee?
So this is the thing. For my curvy girls, because like you said, Yvonne, there weren't many. There were a lot of reconstructed curves on the runway. There was a lot of sculptural curves on the runway without any curvy people. So I always have to, like Dani said, you look at it and I think there is a knee-jerk reaction to it. And then if you step back and really think about it, in terms of the curvy girls, I think that a lot of times we rate them on the same scale as the straight size girls. And I feel like that can kind of be a little unfair, only because they don't have the same level of access. Not only do they not have the same level of access to designers, there are designers that actually refuse to dress them. We've had several plus size women say that. So with what she has access to, even as Lizzo, because Danielle Brooks had the same issue, and she's Danielle Brooks. So with what she had access to, the fact that she found a designer that agreed to dress her, the level of detail that went into her look, the 4D aspect of it, was it my absolute favorite? No, but I actually preferred her look over Ashley Graham.
Yes,
Really?
we've seen it before. We've seen
was
her look
memorable.
before.
Ashley's was boring.
We've seen it before.
It
She
was
looked
art.
amazing.
She did.
She
was
looked
very
gorgeous,
pretty.
but
She
we've
was
seen it.
gorgeous.
She's always gorgeous, but
Yeah.
we've seen it before.
Yeah, she leaned in,
Yeah.
she tried, she gave us effort. I agree with the color kind of aspect of it. I would have liked to see like almost like a moss kind of green.
Didn't we say
It
color?
was like too close to her skin tone.
Yeah.
It's like it washed her out.
Yes.
But I would give that to Lizzo. I would put her in that category. I don't know if she was my favorite. I think Mindy is my favorite, but also Mindy is more mid-size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
when we're talking like plus size, but then I also have another plus size one, and we'll wait till we get to her. But I think we have to
Oh, I know who you're
put
talking
it in
about.
I'm like,
proper perspective.
Dive in. Say it, because I know
who
it's
you're
going to
talking
guess.
about.
We have to put it in proper perspective, though. So I think we have to come out of all of the straight size girlies and straight size looks that have access to the Dior's and Balmain and all of that's fine. But I think Lizzo, she gave us something.
It was art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
was
was
art.
It was art. It was art. Fair. And it was a costume. It was definitely costume.
That's what I want to see.
Okay.
Yeah, fair.
It was fair. Now I do agree. If it was in a different color, I would have felt different about it. Because I thought if it was in, like you said, like a moss, it looked like she was almost like a vine growing and some like evolution. Then you had it going into the headpiece. Then it would have made more sense to me. But the fact that it was so close to her skin tone, and then Dani, thank you for the reference, removing that piece in the front, that would have made it feel very couture.
And just do like a back, like a really huge,
right?
If her face had been covered, I probably would feel completely different about that look.
Same.
Yeah, and to be fair, I like actually the mesh covered, but again, like, who wants their face covered on the red carpet? Like so I understand, but I wish that they had done better rather than just putting a hole with her face in it.
But
like,
also for the technicality of it, my fashion degree is gonna come through. Boning on a plus size woman is difficult to execute, and that entire garment had boning running through the entire thing. And I'm really curious to know if that designer has sculpted pieces for plus size women, because it is a piece of art. But I think if it was done maybe a little bit different color, small tweaks to like really cater to her silhouette, it would have been amazing. Yeah. Right? And it's missing amazing because of those small details.
It's the little things like the bang that are coming from underneath the head.
Like maybe it could have been. It should have been clean.
It should have been very sleek.
Yeah,
I think it should have been like the swoop, like swoop. Yeah.
But the bang is kind of blunt and
Even the makeup.
Her face card is not declining.
Never.
It doesn't decline.
Listen, we're not discussing her beauty. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. It just it didn't come together for me. On the not the runway, the Met Gala carpet.
I would have loved.
I know. I keep saying the red carpet, but
yes,
that's
know.
fluid. We understand, right?
Now,
the cream carpet, the Met Gala carpet.
We did want to bring up, and Jaimee started introducing it. One curvy body that was on the carpet. I didn't like it.
So
do we want to talk about it?
Are we talking about her name?
Divine Joy Randolph. She made my should have stayed homeless.
Yeah, so this is the thing.
I'm sorry.
This is the thing. And I think again it's just putting it in perspective. Because I don't think it was on theme. That's the first problem. But the silhouette, first of all, she is gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yes. She's gorgeous. She's having a moment right now. And so I'm leery on putting my plus girls on the stay-at-home list, because in order for us to get access and start, kind of making some noise, I think even with Lizzo, if you jump out there, I think you have to jump out there. And as much as I want to fight Zach Posen in the back parking lot for this,
in that denim dress that he dressed her in, Zach Posen for Gap dress. Please.
She's gorgeous. Minus the denim, because he tried to sell that as water and
it didn't work. It didn't translate. But
I would like to see it with how the train and like didn't they say it was like two pieces or something? Like that the train would come off. I would like to see it with just the dress and see the construction, see how he did, because maybe the construction of it was beautiful, but you couldn't tell because of all the excess material, and it wasn't even like excess train in a good way to me. And like the sleeves were bad.
It looked
like
heavy.
Yeah, it didn't.
Everything from head to toe on her angered me. The wig was wrong. She's so gorgeous.
He gave her that tangle wig.
She's a moment.
She's so beautiful.
He didn't do
her justice.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Even Christian Siriano didn't know what to say when they were when they were doing the
got
commentary. He got choked up. He didn't know what to say.
Should have dressed her.
Yes. But Christian was doing another partnership with I can't think of the name, but he was doing a whole partnership about sleeping or something like that around the theme of the Met Gala. So he was already busy with his own campaign, which is why we didn't see his looks on the carpet. But I agree. He should have been the one to dress her, because that dress, the moment I saw it, I was very disappointed. It was giving Renaissance Fair. Yeah. And not in the best way.
Yeah, not in the good Renaissance.
And not in a good way. I love me some Game of Thrones. I respect the Renaissance Fair, but it wasn't chic. And also the way it was cut to her bodice, the denim, like the darting was placed wrong, in my opinion. It should have shaped her up and created like the curves within the darting and then that silhouette.
It was bad.
It was bad.
Brave? No. Brave. Oh my God. Stop.
That's exactly what it was.
See it.
I can't
it was a shot and a miss. A shot and a miss.
It was bad. What do you you have to say, Shay?
I just hate the immediate rush to completely cover every inch
Yes.
of a
Her
plus
body.
body.
Yep.
All I see is him layering,
Bolts of
bolt
fabric on
upon
her.
bolt of fabric on her. There is a way to dress a plus body,
Come on now.
not have it completely drenched in fabric, and she still look classy. I love denim. And the idea of a denim couture gown could have really ate that carpet up. I am so disappointed in how he mishandled this look. She's beautiful. She's beautiful, and she's a victim in this situation.
She is.
It wasn't
Fashion
flattering.
victim.
Yeah,
She's
it
a
wasn't
victim.
Fashion
flattering.
victim.
It was not. It was not a great
And
look.
he told the story, and he tried to sell it. I was looking out across the water, and I'm like, what was he looking at? The Hudson? I don't.
That water must have been brown because it clearly wasn't clear.
She's
Because the vision
beautiful.
was murky.
I just don't like. Oh God. Oh.
But you know what? And I told you guys this last night. It made me feel better because at least he equally
Even the
looked
nails.
a mess. Like Zach, I didn't even like Zach's outfit. So
Oh no, he looked. He
Yeah.
didn't look.
Yeah.
Now,
She's beautiful. That's all I got.
Yeah.
keeping
She's
in mind
gorgeous.
time, because we could talk about the fashion things forever.
Okay.
Let's move on to beauty. I know we touched on beauty for a little bit in the beginning, and I know B, this is your bag for sure. I would like to introduce into the conversation the Black Barbie herself,
Oh, she was beautiful.
Miss. And if I get this wrong, please forgive me. Enoch Yai. She was discovered at Howard University's campus. Remember that viral shot
Stunning.
of the black woman with the curly hair, and she was discovered off of that. That is her. The beauty look for me, the moment I saw her picture on the carpet, she's wearing Swarovski for her outfit, but her beauty look is what, Lancome? Lancome.
Yes.
It was breathtaking for me. So Bianca, that look, because
at
she's a darker skin tone, how do you think they achieved
She
that?
is glowing. The highlights in the center, right under the eyes, on the forehead, they contoured from her eye, like her brow all the way down to the nose, the lip, and it's natural. It looks like skin. It looks like she's glowing from the inside out, which lets the garment speak for itself, right? It's not overwhelming because the garment was giving everything, and they did not show her.
No,
Yeah.
I had to find her
She is a
picture
Black
on.
Barbie.
I think it was posted on either Vogue or one of the diverse media outlets. I can't think of it, but I stumbled upon her picture and I said, "Where was this?" I didn't see any of that on the carpet. But what do we think? Do we think she was one of the best for beauty?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear.
Yes. Yes.
Easily clear.
And like
Lancome
the eye
did a great
makeup
job.
too is stellar.
Now,
It is. You don't.
Yes. it
Yeah.
was
Oh, I
gorgeous.
was like,
She
what
was
did I
gorgeous.
say?
I was looking at the next photo. But no,
Are we
she
going
was
there?
Gorgeous. She was
Yeah, I
going
was
from the
like, what
inside
did I-
out. She was a black
Because it
Barbie
looks
doll.
like there's like it looks like almost like a dark blue too, like in her eyeshadow.
They had a global ambassador from Lancome do her makeup, and that woman was also African American and gorgeous, and she knew what she was doing because on chocolate women, sometimes they look gray, they look orange, it falls flat. She was glowing from the inside in. It looked like out. It
unreal.
looked,
Yeah, she
it looked
does.
beautiful.
it was gorgeous.
Listen, I was waiting for her, like all the X-Men to come up from behind her. Like she looked gorgeous, like she had a superpower. Like
Yes.
It
she
was amazing.
beautiful.
And I really appreciate that you brought that note in there about having a makeup artist who understands how to do deeper skin tones.
Yes.
Because, B, we've known each other forever. Remember when I was trying to... just trying to buy foundation in the early thousands as a darker skinned black woman was a struggle. Like I was standing there mixing different colors together, trying to find the palettes that worked, and still was looking ashy from the neck down, And to see a black woman glow like that on the red carpet, it was beautiful to
big
see.
deal.
It was a huge deal. Now, two things can be true. You
Here we go.
Two things can be true. Your makeup can be flawless, but your outfit needs work. We're going to talk about Doja Cat. I have Doja Cat up here for one of the best in beauty. We're going to leave her outfit out of the conversation for right now. But if we focus solely on the beauty, what do we think?
The beauty was banging.
It was good. That is a very hard look to execute. A lot of people probably don't know. Like if you zoom in on her face, the chrome tears with the glitter and the placement, that's actually very, very difficult to do. Like for any makeup artist, it's hard to do. She's been bringing the looks with the makeup. Didn't she have like a whole bedazzled face?
Yes.
She did,
So she's been bringing the makeup. And listen, I'm the girl that will beat my face and go outside in sneakers and a t-shirt and sweats and it looks cute because my face is snatched. But the t-shirt and the towel,
We got on a wet t-shirt with no bra. And no drawers.
The makeup
It's giving
wasn't
spring
enough.
break,
The makeup wasn't
Miami.
enough I didn't get the t-shirt. Did
Panama
anybody get
City.
it?
Well, she said that the reason why she did the t-shirt and the towel was that cotton is a flower and it's the most popular flower in the world.
No.
No, God.
Immediately no.
That was
No.
her actual interview.
No.
That's a direct Doja quote.
Jaimee, any notes?
So listen, what her look? We're not gonna talk about her look. Her makeup. We're gonna get to her look in a minute.
She was endorsed by Hanes.
But her listen.
Listen, get your money though. If you're,
The fabric of your life.
if they're gonna pay you to walk down the Met Gala with the t-shirt, go.
So I agree with Bianca though. Like I would have liked for her makeup to kind of balance out the horrible.
It wasn't enough.
Look, it wasn't enough. Like, is it gorgeous? Yes, it's gorgeous. But when you put that with what she had on, it takes away from how gorgeous her face was. Because we were all baffled and confused.
It's very hard to understand.
Yeah.
I thought she still needed to get changed. That's why I was confused about
It's
it.
very hard to understand what it all means when you put it together, and it's hard to even be able to fully appreciate the beauty in correlation to the outfit because it's also distracting.
And like,
It's
when did
also
they do this?
distracting.
Did they just take a bunch of water and pour it on her, like when she was in line to rock
Get it?
from the towel? Like,
Was she
I don't
actually wet?
understand. She was she had to be, or the
she was
shirt maybe
cold
was
or
like
was
she covered
drenched.
in like some sort of slime
Yeah.
or some sort of
I don't know.
slick.
But how did she go from the? Was she at the Mark Hotel
She was
with
at
the
the Mark
towel
Hotel and the towel.
to this?
in a Sprinter with a bucket?
Where did she get cotton from? I thought maybe she was like, I'm melting.
No, you know, when we say it out loud, actually, I'm kind of.
fall in the garden.
I kind of don't hate that. Like, that's effort. That's dedication.
In a
And
Sprinter
she
with a
always
bucket.
has the dedication. Like, she always
Now, okay.
is dedicated to a look.
I get that she wanted to be different, but if we think about different who executed well, I would bring Lady Gaga into the conversation.
I mean,
because Lady Gaga thought through her look. She just didn't show up on the carpet in a wet T-shirt.
Well,
with
when you
infant
see
makeup.
Gaga, you get it.
The intent
Yes.
is
The
always
intent.
clear.
She also spent 16 minutes walking up those stairs and giving everybody a show.
Yes. Each and every time Gaga gave us a show, Doja Cat gave us Saturday at Costco.
Confusion.
That's what she gave us.
It's confusion.
It was confusion.
Would you go to
I'm not
Costco
gonna
in a
say
wet
what she was
t-shirt
giving
though?
me.
No. Now I would put on a cute little jogger set and a hat, you know, but that's on Wigman's.
She angered the hell out of me. She looked.
She looked.
I'm not gonna tell y'all what she looked like because I don't even know if that's appropriate for this show. She was looking cray. Like she was
Understood.
Yes, it was too distracting.
over there by Benning Road. Like
No.
it's not.
2 and 2 is making
It's
6.
not, babe.
Oh no.
Go back.
By the shrimp
It
bowl?
was bad. It was real
By the
bad.
shrimp bowl?
The shutdown one. Yes.
Okay, yes, I understand
Wait
that.
to talk about her outfit.
You know, we could just get into it right now because I was going to move on to
said
non-favorite
she wanna
looks.
talk
Go
about it
ahead,
now.
friend.
So listen, do y'all remember during quarantine where there was I think it was the pillow challenge?
Yes.
Where the girls were taking their comforters, their pillowcases, and their pillows. When I saw her come out of the hotel, that's what she was giving me. And I was just like, Sleeping Beauty. I could see it. I actually preferred the hotel lobby outfit
That's how-
more than the carpet.
Okay.
look. Yeah, but because I thought it gave Sleeping Beauty. Also, before the Met, I was kind of looking through the AI generated outfits for Anna Wintour, and that's how they were dressing her on AI with like a pillow and a comforter. Her dress, like it was giving very much Sleeping Beauty. So when I saw Doja Cat at first, I was like, okay. I'm not crazy about it. It's giving head wrapped in a towel, but also it made more sense to me than the wet T-shirt.
Okay, let me
my
put this
garden.
context out there. Now, Anna Wintour, she looks at basically every single look, right? She still does that, right?
I think she greets at the top, like she greets everyone right as they come in.
Yes. So, do you think Madame Wintour aka Queen of Vogue, was aware of Doja Cat's look before she left the house?
I think that's how she determines whether or not you get to come back next year.
Okay.
She's gonna be there next year.
You think she's gonna be there next
Because
year?
it's memorable. No,
Yeah,
even if it wasn't giving, you remember it.
Okay.
You remember
we are
Doja
talking
with the
about it.
bedazzled
We are
face.
talking about
We're
it.
talking
You
about
remember Doja in the damn T-shirt. Like, you're gonna remember it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, didn't we all?
They were giving AI and a.
Now I would have liked to see Doja. Not Doja. What's that child's name? Is that what's the little Doja? Yeah, Doja Cat. I'm sorry, I keep confusing her and Dua Lipa sometimes. I would prefer if she did that pillow
the
look
makeup, though.
on the carpet.
Look how they did it.
That would have been that and an 8.
Listen,
That's
I
kinda
was like,
fire.
okay, AI, like I
With
can,
the gloves,
I'm
that's
with
kind of dope.
you.
Yeah.
So when I saw her at first, I was like, okay, I can get that. I saw them pulling references to the comforter.
Now, if we think about other non-favorite looks besides Doja Cat and her wet T-shirt, Amanda Seyfried. I'm sorry. It was a no for me. It was a no for me. The gray hair made her look older in not the best kind of way. The beauty was, the concept was great, but I think the gray hair washed her out and then you added the glam on top of that. It further made her look washed out. Any thoughts behind Amanda's look?
I loved her beauty. I didn't necessarily love the dress, but I loved the beauty. I loved that they made her hair silver. I loved that headpiece that like went with her hair that made it look like it was all like one. I liked the dark lip, the like purplish lip. I loved it.
Bianca shaking her head. Like,
Yeah.
1920s.
But I liked it. And
I
on
feel
the
like it aged her.
but on the carpet, she was like, I know that I don't look like myself, and part of that is to let artists do their job and let them, you know. So I kind of respect that.
Yeah.
But I liked the effort that was put there.
I see the effort, but I think what would have brought it home for me is if they would have made the eyebrows match the hair.
I didn't like the makeup at all.
You didn't like the makeup?
When I zoomed in, and I believe she was done by Lancome as well, but when I zoomed in, like the skin was bad.
Okay.
Like it was very matted, and it should have been glowy. It aged her, made her look older.
Okay.
And everyone knows if you're a makeup artist,
Yeah.
when you're doing like a aged someone who's older, you always want their skin to be glowing because it's going to blur lines and pores. And when I zoomed in on her skin, like the Getty images, it looked really bad. Like it looked bad, and I'm like, the hair. I feel like the eyebrow being the same color would have elevated the look. I also feel like the piece that she had gets lost in the hair. Like it's the same color. You can't really differentiate it. Maybe if it was something different.
I like that's what's kind of cool. You don't know if it's the hair or
the piece.
Like that's
But
what I
then
think
you
is
don't
cool.
even see it unless you like really, really zoom in.
Yeah. I do
It
think
gets lost.
also with the color choice that she made for her dress, it further made her look washed out because it zoomed in on the slide deck, but her dress was also silver. So you had silver headpiece, silver hair, silver dress, and then the makeup appeared. Though it was nice, it made her look washed out. So I think there needs to be some warm elements in there to make the look a bit more fresh.
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
But this makeup looks like it's from a certain time period. Like I've seen this makeup done.
very 1920s.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, it's
the hair.
very Gatsby.
Yeah, and the hair.
And her dress was Prada. So the look was styled, I believe, by Prada. Like her dress and everything, and it had the roses in the same color as her lipstick. I really liked it. I thought it was I don't know. I
feel like
I
I'm
liked
indifferent
it.
about her.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent. Like I feel like it wasn't memorable.
Well, there's one look that it was pretty, but I think if it was tailored correctly, it could have been executed very well. Ayo Idibri?
Yeah.
Dibiri, apologies if I got her name wrong. She was in Low, designed by Jonathan Anderson. And again, she has a petite silhouette, right? Yeah. But the flower dress was wearing her.
It was swallowing her up.
And I think if they really would have took the time to tailor it in, to nip in that waist and really bring some definition, the dress would have been phenomenal. Because the dress, to me, wasn't the issue. It was the tailoring that was the issue. Are there any thoughts about that?
The neckline is very weird as well. I'm not sure what's happening. The way it's going around her neck, it looks off-centered or something.
Lack of tailoring. That's what's happening.
Yeah, it looked
And like
it
the
wasn't
side
tailored.
looks too big or
And then,
something.
like,
yeah.
And then like the bust part definitely looks kind of like it's gapping.
So was it an archive piece? Because they were talking about not being able to tailor archive pieces.
That is a great question.
I don't think so because Loewe dressed a few other people too, and they all had that same floral look.
Okay.
So that's yeah.
Now we're getting to the end, and I just want to throw in needs work for men because while we love Ursher, I did not like that Darkwing Duck look. That
I didn't like that.
Sorry.
I did not like that Darkwing Duck look
mask
that he had.
Meets Magic Mike.
Though it was
Magic
by
Mike.
Alexander McQueen, to me it did not serve. I think the hat really did not bring the look
If he
together.
had taken
That
the
is
hat off,
McQueen.
I think that it would have been
fine.
good. Yeah.
It's just the hat.
But I'm surprised that's McQueen.
It is McQueen.
It's not really screaming McQueen.
It doesn't scream McQueen, but that hat is screaming.
It's giving very Phantom of the Opera.
I thought the exact same. We're on the same.
This is heavily Phantom of the Opera
Yes.
coded.
Absolutely.
The rose, the hat, the cape.
He likes a good cape. Usher likes
He
a good
does
He
cape.
like
does
a
like
good
a
cape.
cape. I don't know if you want to come save him, but okay. And then last but not least on the list before, unfortunately, we close out because we've talked about a lot of great things here. Kim Kardashian and that sweater. To me, it made a needs work list because I was confused why the sweater was there. That sweater had more of a presence on the carpet than really she did because she kept tugging at that sweater. It was switching from side to side. I didn't know if she had peppermints in her pocket because it was giving grandma at church. But what are our thoughts? Do you think Kim Kardashian should have done more to make the sweater look more like it was a avant-garde piece, or did it just feel like very thrown on? Like, what are our thoughts?
I think that she must have had a fashion emergency because the way that she was holding it and looked so uncomfortable, like it had that. That's the only explanation I could think of.
Yeah.
We've already talked about her. We've already said how she tries so hard. She tries so hard to be a fashion girly, and that doesn't give fashion girly. That looks like there was the driver of the Sprinters, whatever, like, oh, the bus snapped. We have to do something. What are we going to do? And if they were going to do it, though, and say that it's part of the look, why didn't they tie it? And, like, tie it up and do something. So like,
Only reason that I think that it was not an emergency is because she took pre-photos with this sweater on.
Yeah, she did.
Like her, most of them do like photo shoots in their room. And I'm just like, if there was an emergency, you had enough time for somebody
to go find
something better. So I'm just like, I don't know. Is it a Kim K like shock moment?
But why was she holding it?
Is it a
and
genius
like,
moment by
over her,
Chris?
like,
Because it makes you think.
yeah.
It makes
we're all
her
talking
a topic
about
of
it.
conversation.
We're all
Was
ta-
it a
we are
wardrobe
talking about
malfunction?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, marketing.
But
what do you think?
can I?
To be honest, the Kardashians are marketing geniuses, in my opinion. As much as I'm not a fan of them personally, they know how to get people talking and get people talking about them on various channels. Also, the other thing I was conversed about with Kim K was how tiny her waist was.
Okay,
her waist was the size of a pencil.
It's not realistic.
I'm so tired. This is what I'm tired of with all of the Kardashians is this unrealistic body standard.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's only attainable with, all of the resources that they have. This is not natural. And when they first came on the scene, why did we all like her? Because she made curves, I don't want to say popular, but she changed people's minds.
Yeah.
The narrative was different.
The
about being
narrative, the
curvy.
narrative was different. And
There was
it
very
has
limited narrative of what curvy looked like with their. Go ahead. I'm
But
not
you
gonna
know
get
what I
into that.
mean.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean. But now it's like she's gone off the deep end, and it's just like what are we even looking at anymore?
Yeah. And I think to note, because I do watch the Kardashians, but on the last
You be
season,
keeping up.
I do
because
too.
a
It's
few
okay.
of them that I actually do like. Never mind. Anywho, there are a few of them that I actually do like. And one of them is Kylie, who mentioned on the last season that she wanted them all to do better at the representation that they were putting out about realistic body images. And I think she did so well last night, in contrast to Kim. I think that she just gave effortless. Kylie is just gorgeous. Kim gives the older sister trying to
Keep up.
Stay relevant.
Keep the reins.
stay relevant.
Keep the reins.
Keep the reins from your little sister. Meanwhile, your little sister showed up, showed out.
It was very Hollywood
beautiful.
glam. It was
She
it was
still
gorgeous.
looked
loved
gorgeous. She still was snatched in the waist. But like she's like, I've had 2 children. Like I'm just accepting of the body that I have. And Kim is like running in the other direction, feeling like she has to do that to stay relevant. And it's giving very weird. But I also feel like she's got Kylie on one side, and then you've got Demi Moore on the other side, who's 61 and is still eating you up and not trying that hard.
Yes.
So, yeah, I thought
And
it was just a
SJP.
reach. Yeah.
Yes.
And
She was
She was on my
stunning
best
from
dress
head to
list.
toe. I
beautiful.
love it.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Ooh, the original city girl.
Love
her.
Okay.
And she embraces her age.
She does.
She looked good.
She
It
was
was
absolutely
glamorous.
gorgeous.
She
age
gave bundles.
appropriate, bundles,
Bundles, honey.
makeup, the shoe.
Okay, the entire
Everything.
thing. And she probably just went in her closet and said, you know what, this would be
Listen,
cute
I
for the
already have
gala.
this.
Yeah, I already have
That
that.
was what was
Who
in my
dressed
notes.
her?
I'm
Was it
like, Sarah
Fields?
Jessica Parker, this is just another Monday for her.
Huh?
The Met
Richard
Gala.
Quinn.
Richard
Okay.
Quinn, okay.
The Met Gala is just another Monday for Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yes,
It's
that's her
just-
lifestyle.
Yeah,
It
that's
really
her
is.
life.
She's
First
so
of all, to
glamorous.
give Sarah her
Goals.
flowers before we close out for the episode, for a lot of us, a lot of the reasons why some of us are fashion girlies is because of shows like Sex and the
Yes.
City. Who didn't imagine tipping around New York City in your pumps, right, going from place to place because you saw Sarah Jessica Parker
Running
do it.
across the street in your
Running
heels.
across
Like,
the
hello.
Trying to find a Mr. Big.
Hair
Yes.
blowing in the
hello.
wind. To this day, I still want a pair of Manolo Blahniks
Yes.
because SJP had
Yes.
Manolo Blahniks, like homage the original.
Hello, lover.
Hello, lover.
Love her.
Oh my gosh. Have you ever done the Sex and the City tour in New York City?
No.
But can we go together?
Yeah.
I did it for my bachelorette party many years ago. You should do a live podcast on
That would be so.
the
That would be
tour.
Okay, we do it together. Like,
We can
would
do
be
it
fun.
together.
It's
We can
so
do it
fun.
My birthday
together.
is
so
next
fun.
week.
It's
Hello,
so
can
fun.
I love
It's
it.
so fun.
I love it. Hello, lover. Can you see the content though?
Oh my God.
It was clear. Okay, let me get back to the focus. So now that we have wrapped our episode, I know this is not in the show notes, but can we do one word that how the Met Gala makes you feel every year? Creatively, how does the Met Gala make you feel every year? One word.
Inspired.
Okay.
Exhilarated.
Now, Jaimee, it don't have to be a sermon.
I know. Because I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but I want to say disappointed, but I also want to explain it. Like, I want to see more of my girls. It just disappoints me year after year. This year was the first year, and because I had fun watching it with you guys, that I really like leaned into it and got into it because I want to see my girls. Disappointed is my word.
Okay, I respect
Yeah.
that. What about you, Dani?
I feel like I have two. I feel like it makes me excited because I just love seeing what people create. Like I think that that's the aspect of it that's so beautiful, from the hair to the makeup to everything to the looks, and like whimsical in a way. Like it makes me think of just, I don't know, being in the art gallery and being, fabulous. Yes.
Butterflies.
I would say it makes me feel hopeful. Hopeful that fashion is not just something that people think is a garment you throw on, but it's a piece of our own individual history. For a lot of us, it's our why, and it inspires us sometimes to, start a new journey, or like that jacket you put on, that dress you put on, make you feel like a new person when you step into that job or to that room, right? It makes you feel seen. And while there's limitations on the carpet about who is being seen, it doesn't limit the voices that can talk about the Met Gala, like us, who are around this table, right?
Absolutely.
So I definitely think it makes me feel hopeful.
Yep.
Yes. All right. So to close out, thank you so much for joining me for coffee today. Well, we didn't have coffee today, y'all. We actually had tea. We actually had tea. And since this is a season finale of Coffee with Yvonne, I just wanted to say very quickly to all of you, thank you so much for being my continued supporters, for being my creative
Always.
community and my family. I love y'all something deep. like deep.
Love me some.
Yes. And I really think that, again, the talent that you have brought to this table, to this conversation, has been nothing but valuable. And I want to do this again. And in my mind's eye, I see it on an even bigger stage, because our voices deserve to be heard by bigger audiences. So for those of you who are interested in learning more about me and my business, you can go ahead and go to pinkdollhousemarketing.com, or you can go to Pink Doll House on Instagram, Pink Doll House Marketing. You can slide into my DMs. That's cool. If you want to learn about me and my day-to-day life while I'm on hiatus, I do be low-key outside. I do. You can find me at Pink Doll Style. Thank you again to Maker Space for creating this opportunity and sponsoring this podcast episode. I'm very appreciative of everything that you've done and taking a chance on the little podcast that could. I cannot wait to chat with you soon, as in next season. As in, she's on hiatus. I'm looking at both cameras. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll chat with you soon. Okay, bye. Coffee with Yvonne is produced and edited by Yvonne Pearson. Coffee with Yvonne is created by Pink Doll House Marketing. You can catch the latest episodes by subscribing to Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.